This game night was absolutely insane because what we just witnessed between the Lakers and Rockets felt less like basketball and more like a full-blown war zone, constant whistles, ejections, and non-stop chaos on every possession. From DeAndre Ayton getting thrown out on a brutal flagrant to LeBron James getting trapped, doubled, and visibly frustrated all night. This wasn't just a game, it was Houston sending a loud message. And just when you think it couldn't get any crazier, the referee started taking over the storyline, stars started breaking down, and the entire energy of the series shifted in real time. So now the real question is simple. Was this pure dominance from the Rockets, or did the Lakers completely fall apart under pressure? Let's break it down. This referee was on one all night, whistles flying, ejections stacking, and the game constantly getting disrupted. Kevin Durant was mentioned throughout the broadcast, especially in closing conversations, even though he wasn't actively playing in this matchup. DeAndre Ayton kept finding himself at the center of controversy, with Devin Booker also reacting to how physical and inconsistent some of the calls looked. Joel Embiid is also set to return for Game 4 of the Sixers-Celtics series, adding even more weight to an already intense playoff atmosphere. KD and LeBron were even mentioned in the same viewing context, with KD sidelined for Game 4 and both watching how these playoff battles unfold. For Houston, this was a do-or-die type of game, and they played as if every possession mattered. Austin Reeves remained out, while LeBron still managed to get his first bucket through contact with a tough running bank shot. The Lakers drew a lot of free throws early, keeping things competitive in the first quarter. Amen Thompson started cooking in the mid-range, hitting tough looks against DeAndre Ayton inside. Alperen Şengün showed serious footwork in the paint, especially in matchups against Ayton, giving Houston key advantages inside. Late in the first quarter, a broken play ended with the ball finding Josh Okogie in the chaos. Marcus Smart looked confused on the inbound, and the Lakers still managed to lead 26-21 despite 5 turnovers from Houston. But overall, Houston showed better energy and team execution early. Jabari Smith Jr. knocked down a 3, and Amen Thompson continued making highlight-level plays. Bronny James helped space the floor for the Lakers in the second quarter, creating movement for the purple and gold.
A drive and kick sequence led to Rui Hachimura knocking down an open look. LeBron started feeling the pressure from Houston's defensive schemes, getting doubled more aggressively. He missed several key opportunities as Houston continued building momentum. At one point, Houston pushed the lead to 38-28, but the Lakers responded to keep the game within reach. Marcus Smart and Jackson Hayes were involved in some messy possessions as decision-making broke down. Şengün continued finding shooters, but Houston's system looked sharper when the ball flowed through multiple hands. Their ball movement exposed gaps in the Lakers' defensive rotations. In a chaotic sequence, LeBron and Şengün both lost control of the ball, which eventually led to a DeAndre Ayton dunk. Houston's passing and movement continued to stress the Lakers' defense. Şengün returned and immediately found Jabari Smith Jr. in the corner to stabilize possession. Amen Thompson became the focal point, pushing the pace and attacking downhill. A clean drop pass to Şengün closed the first half, with Houston up 56-47. In the second half, Reed Sheppard hit back-to-back threes, stretching the lead to 64-49. Houston started giving the Lakers a taste of their own pace and physicality. Marcus Smart even got caught in a chase-down block attempt from Şengün during a fast break. Rui Hachimura answered with a reverse layup off a LeBron assist to keep the Lakers alive, but Amen Thompson kept attacking inside, finishing through contact against Ayton. Ayton responded with a strong 17-point double-double, holding his ground physically in Game 4. LeBron continued to struggle against Houston's aggressive defense, constantly dealing with contact and pressure. LBJ has been complaining all game about the amount of contact with no whistle going his way. And then you start seeing momentum swings, where players like Tari Eason begin to show confidence, even hitting corner threes right in front of the Lakers bench and staring down the crowd. DeAndre Ayton was physical all night inside, going straight at Alperen Şengün in the paint, making it a real battle down low. But the turning point came when referee James Williams called excessive contact, and DeAndre Ayton was ejected on a flagrant penalty foul too. Kevin Durant was mentioned reacting in the broadcast discussion, while Devin Booker's earlier reactions to officiating were also referenced around the call.
And now the big question being thrown out there is simple. Was that flagrant 2 on Ayton the correct decision, or did it completely shift the game?
We'll have to wait and see how that affects the rest of the series, especially if it extends to a Game 5. Even with Ayton gone, he's still finished as one of the top scorers with 19 points and 10 rebounds before the ejection. Another issue for the Lakers was Jackson Hayes picking up his 4th foul, forcing J.J. Redick to adjust rotations late in the 3rd quarter. Bronny James even saw minutes handling the ball and trying to stabilize the offense, but Houston's defense stayed locked in. LeBron just couldn't find rhythm all night, often getting trapped on pick-and-roll actions with Jabari Smith Jr. providing strong help defense. At one point, he was struggling, shooting just 1 of 7 from the field, clearly feeling the pressure of Houston's physicality at 41 years old. By the end of the 3rd quarter, the Rockets were up 90-65, fully in control of the game. Kevin Durant was mentioned in broadcast reactions, with commentators suggesting he might be watching this unfold with satisfaction from the sidelines. Amen Thompson delivered another highlight play off an Alperen Şengün assist, elevating for a clean finish that looked effortless. Late in the 4th quarter, LeBron finally snapped a scoring drought that had lasted since early in the game. By the 7 to 8 minute mark, J.J. Redick essentially started pulling starters, signaling the game was out of reach. Bronny James still contributed with ball handling and an assist, leading to a late dunk, plus a Dalton Neck 3 that trimmed the deficit slightly. But Houston had already built a massive lead, and it felt like the outcome was never in doubt. The Rockets closed it out and took the series 3-1, forcing Game 5 back in Los Angeles. Kevin Durant was again mentioned in reaction shots, appearing pleased with how the series is unfolding. Even after the final whistle, referee James Williams remained a talking point due to multiple controversial calls throughout the night. And now all eyes shift to Game 5 because tensions are only going to rise from here. Switching gears, Embiid also returned in Game 4 of the Celtics vs. Sixers series, adding another layer to this playoff chaos. Right away, we saw big man action dominate, with early poster dunks setting the tone in the 1st quarter. Kelly Oubre Jr. got caught on the wrong end of a highlight, while Embiid immediately drew attention in the paint. Foul trouble became an early issue for Boston's bigs, putting pressure on their rotations. Even Boston's bench had to step in early to stabilize the front court minutes. Embiid wasted no time impacting the game, scoring Philadelphia's first points and energizing the crowd instantly. Peyton Pritchard then sparked a run off the bench for Boston, hitting multiple quick baskets to swing momentum. Jason Tatum got his first field goal in transition, while Jaylen Brown was still searching for rhythm early. VJ Edgecombe also added an early basket as the pace stayed fast on both ends. By the end of the 1st quarter, Boston had created separation, while Philadelphia dealt with turnovers and defensive breakdowns. Pritchard mid and Jaylen Brown's three-point shooting was looking sharp, and Peyton Pritchard just kept going wild from deep, even knocking down buzzer-beater-style jumpers like it was nothing. And listen, at this point you're watching him and thinking, he's really doing it again. Is this for real? Pritchard had 13 points in the 1st quarter alone, and Boston was already up big, 34-18, with Philly looking completely overwhelmed. Embiid came into the 2nd quarter frustrated, missing mid-range looks and watching Boston answer every run with another 3. Even when he tried to connect with Jaylen Brown on the perimeter, it just wasn't falling, and Pritchard immediately punished them with another deep pull-up 3 from the top of the key. Boston's bench was cooking too, with players like Quentin Grimes hitting big shots right after timeouts, completely killing Philadelphia's momentum. And then things got worse for Philly when Andre Drummond went down awkwardly on his right leg, struggling just to get back up. Boston just kept applying pressure, especially from the perimeter, and Philly couldn't slow the pace down at all. At the 4-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, Boston continued to execute in transition, with Derek White knocking down threes and keeping the lead growing. Fast break situations with Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey turned into missed opportunities for Philly, while Boston kept converting on the other end. One-on-one matchups like Jaylen Brown versus Paul George led to tough contested shots, but Boston still found ways to score. By halftime, it was already a 56-38 Celtics lead, and Philly looked like they were in serious trouble. In the 3rd quarter, Joel Embiid tried to set screens and get more physical, but Boston responded with high-level shot creation. Jason Tatum started getting into rhythm, hitting fadeaway jumpers and tough mid-range looks over defenders. Jaylen Brown added another 3 to stretch the lead even further, pushing it into blowout territory. Derek White even added a chase-down block on Tyrese Maxey, showing how locked in Boston was on both ends. At one point, Philadelphia briefly pushed back to within striking distance, but Boston immediately answered with more scoring runs. Tatum added another three-pointer as the lead balloons to 69-43, completely shifting control of the game. Even with Embiid's strong first-quarter energy, Boston's three-point shooting erased all of it. Peyton Pritchard was still not done, continuing to score efficiently and finishing the quarter with 26 points. By the end of the third, Boston was up 95-74, heading into the fourth with full control. Fans were fully engaged, and the energy in the arena was clearly in Boston's favor at that point. Tatum even added a 3+1 sequence while Philadelphia starters looked visibly frustrated. Between Tatum, Brown, and Pritchard, Boston's big three combined for over 80 points of offense. Embiid finished with 26 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, but he was forced to sit late as the game slipped away. Now the focus shifts to Game 5, with Boston holding a 3-1 series lead and home court still in their favor. At the end of the day, this wasn't just another Celtics win, it was a statement game from start to finish. Boston came out firing like a team that knew exactly what was at stake, while Philadelphia struggled to keep up with the pace and shooting barrage. And now, heading into Game 5, the pressure is completely on the Sixers. So, the real question is simple. Are we about to see a comeback for the ages, or the final collapse of Philly's playoff run? Drop your thoughts, hit like, subscribe, because this series is far from over.